Guys, this is my baby. This is my baby. I'm what I am right now because of this. This is where I started. You see, right now I can make a lot of money. I can do a lot of things. I can choose to do a lot of things and I'll actually do them. I can choose to start a particular business. I can choose to maybe buy a particular car. I can choose to buy a particular phone. I can choose to give out money and I'll do them. And they won't give me as much satisfaction as how I feel about this chicken house. But hey, we're taking this to another level. What I'm going to be doing right now is actually not going to be as satisfactory or as grand as what it felt like doing this, but it still has a certain emotional attachment to me because it is at home, and east or west, home is best. You see, right now I'm in a plantation. This is a banana plantation. It's been present for quite some time, since before grandma even passed on. And as you can see, all around me is bananas, and there is the chicken house. And this is where I started, you know, a while back. Before that, there was not too much vegetation. It was very open. The place wasn't fenced. There was no chicken house here. And this is my dad's land, yeah? My dad is nice. I know parents are always nice to their children. But hey, I know parents who would never let their kids do particular things on their land. I've been told about parents who would never give anything out to their child. Quite difficult considering you gave birth to the child. Why? Well, I don't take it for granted. I'm really grateful that my dad let me use this point. And it's maybe about 1/3 of an acre, this section over here. And thankfully, because of this, at that point it was really hustle and struggle. I managed to purchase almost 3 acres of land, a small distance from here, maybe less than 1 kilometer from here. Let's move over there and I'll show you what we're going to be doing over there. It's a short distance down the hill and I could easily have walked down there. You're wondering why. Hey, spoiled kids, right? They don't like to walk. But hey, it saves time, and time is everything. Time is everything. So let's just drive there. Here we are, right on the edge of the property. So you can see that there is some maize that has been planted on the land. This is the road, and right across the road there is sunflower that was planted. The owner of this area decided to plant sunflower. On our side there is maize. Let's move in. The first thing that we've had to do is to create a road. So in the middle of this garden over here, actually not on the middle, at the extreme end, we're going to create a road. Actually, we already got some guys to try and dig a road, and as you can see, there's already work going into digging a road. We could get an excavator or a grader, but hey, that money is not present. So you can see that a road has been dug. There's someone trying to cut down a tree, which is right in the path of what would be the road. So that tree unfortunately has to go. So, but the weeds and the bushes have been cut. Let's move in. You can see our maize over here. It has actually put on combs. You can see the combs of maize on here, yeah? It's been a good season over here, unlike the farm, where once again it has decided to not rain. But we can move. You can see that there is weeds, and it's really not a proper road, but after a few days of the trucks passing, it will become a proper road. Someone helping to cut out the tree right here. As you can see, the tree is going to be removed. Unfortunately, we couldn't save it. The road needs to pass, and as you can see, it's coming down, and down it goes, yeah, right in time for it. So it's going to be removed. Unfortunately, it couldn't be saved, otherwise we would have to cut the crops. But we're going to plant loads of other trees on the land, so that has been the ultimate sacrifice for all the rest of the trees to be planted on the land. All this bush has been cleared, as you can see over here, yeah, and then right here we have some bananas. So we have a banana plantation right here. It's still a very young plantation, but it's starting to grow, and I love bananas. I'm addicted to bananas. So this will be my banana plantation. For my food, I could eat bananas every day for a whole year and I'll be satisfied. It hasn't been raining too much, so for that reason they have grown up quite slowly, but they're going to pick up the speed right now that the rain has started and they have taken up root. Here we tried to dig a borehole, a manually dug borehole, but I don't think it was really successful. We got some water, but we hit lots of rocks. You can see the rocks, and you can see the rocks. The rocks are really, really hard, and getting away from the rocks became impossible. So unfortunately, things became quite difficult getting water from inside there. Hopefully we can look for another source for water. Here again we have some maize that was planted, and more maize over there. There is cassava right here. But all this was planted by my dad, because since I hadn't been using the land, he could use it, so he was planting his crops. So all these are his crops, you know. The maize, it's not my maize. It's only the bananas that are mine, because those are going to stay there forever, and I'm going to be using the land. But the maize, before we had potatoes over here, the cassava, it's all his. And now that we're going to be building over here, of course we can't keep the cassava. Fortunately enough, it was grown enough. Luckily, it was very coincidental. It's grown and it has been sold, so the people who have actually bought it are uprooting. But just in the area where we're going to be building our chicken house, yeah? So currently, let's move over there, because they're trying to uproot it. Then we'll need to make the place flat, and then the work for that area shall begin. Really, really beautiful living in such an environment. This is where I'm going to be putting my home. Yeah, I want to stay in a peaceful place, yeah? So this is where I'm going to be putting my home. It's about 3 acres. I'll probably use a half of an acre for that. And then I'll have my dogs in another section of the land, because I really love the dogs. So I'll be doing breeding of dogs from over here very, very soon. And we can go and check out the cassava. The place where we're going to be building the house. The place that needs to be flattened out. So yes guys, this is our place where we're going to be building the house. And a lot of the cassava has been uprooted. From morning, the guys have been working, but well, it looks like they won't get done today. They'll continue with the work tomorrow. So we have a boundary on the other side. Actually, you can see them in the background. They are packing it up on 2 bicycles to take it to go and sell it. In the background, you can see the rest of it. Now we're going to be clearing this area. It's going to be 20 meters. So we're going to start by building a single house of 2,000 capacity. 2,000 capacity. And yes, I've learned from my mistakes from the past, and I'm certainly going to be building this cheaper but better. I don't need to build the wall all the way up, just like we've been building on the bigger farm. Same exact thing we're going to be building over here. We don't need to build it expensive, cheap and good, but enduring, yeah? So, because this is a smaller area, I believe I can share a bit more in detail when we do start the construction. It's going to be 20 meters by 8 meters in width. I'm using a spacing of 6 birds per square meter capacity for the layers. That means we can take in 1,000 birds at the bottom and 1,000 birds at the top. When we do start the construction, I'm going to be sharing it with you guys, because I plan on spending quite some time over here to do it. So the house is going to be moving all the way up. Of course, accessing it is quite difficult right now, but we're going to have to level it, yeah? We're going to use machinery, hose and machinery around to try to level the area. Unfortunately, getting good machinery around here is quite difficult, because it's a smaller place, not like on the bigger farm. But I can't get machinery from the bigger farm. It's too far away, and bringing it here would be really, really expensive. You would literally just rather pay guys to use their hands and flatten the area. It would be way, way cheaper. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So it will be 5 meters from the boundary, because we shall put a fence on the other side. 5 meters is quite short, but very few people pass here. And so it will be 5 meters from the boundary, then the house will be 8 meters. Then we shall put a space of 15 meters to the next building. Over the past few years and months, I've transformed a few places, and it's always beautiful to look at how places change. How a place changes from having, you know, lots of bushes and forest, or being a garden, to having structures and then planting fruit trees around and everything. That's what we're going to be doing to this area, and I love it. I love documenting it. I love seeing the change. Just like I've been showing what's been happening on the bigger farm, I'm going to try my very best. Of course, as long as I'm available, yeah? As long as I'm not running around and doing other work, I'm going to be sharing as much as possible what I can about the development of this place. We're going to have 4 poultry houses over here. Like I've already told you, of course, we'll have an accommodation place for the workers. We'll have, you know, a feed mill for storage of the feed, and it's a warehouse where we can keep feed when we buy it and store it in bulk. I'll have my house at the bottom somewhere. That will be the last thing certainly to be built, because that's not really necessary at the moment. Yeah, I have somewhere to sleep, but that will come in later on. The grind, you know, the thing that I do believe about life is that in order for you to learn and appreciate life and understand the value of things, you have to suffer. No one loves to suffer. No one loves to suffer. But for you to honestly, truly grow and understand the value of things and experience things, you have to suffer. A lot of people get money through dubious means without putting in a lot of effort. Forget about that. I'm not talking about those kinds of people. I'm talking about getting money that you'll appreciate, that money that you'll sit down and you'll be like, hey, actually I did work for this money. Usually you have to suffer, and suffering is not a bad thing. It's not suffering of punishment, no. It's suffering of putting in effort, of working for it, of seeing how things change, and getting the repercussions of not doing things correctly. So yes, I'm not a proponent of living the sad life and the bad life. Don't take me wrong. But I'm a proponent of going through the motions, you know, the grind. They call it the grind. Going through the grind before you make things happen, because usually if you do that, then you'll learn how to treat people, you'll understand how to deal with people, and the effort it takes to get to particular points, you know, the honesty, the hard work, seeing things change. So yes, for that reason, I'll be building my house last. I could easily have bought a very nice car and, you know, a very nice house, but I decided to do these other things first, because then when I'm building my house, I look at everything that I've put in and I'll be like, yeah, this is worth it. This is really, really nice. You know, it's the same thing with everything that I do anywhere else. I love putting in the hard work. I really love putting in the hard work, and I love seeing it pay. And I don't mind making myself suffer, you know, in terms of delaying to gratify my desires to be satisfied. I really don't mind that. So because of that, these houses will come up fast. You guys do remember that we're going to be having the Farm Up Academy. I'll be using one of the houses over here. I'll dedicate it and use it simply for training purposes. So you guys will be able to move in from any part of the world, come here, spend a week, do physical, practical training as much as possible. Go back, start your farm, and hey, you're shining. So at the upper section of the land, I'll build some accommodation and facilities, you know, for people to come here and do training and be able to stay here comfortably without suffering. And of course, my love for dogs just won't go away, yeah? So we shall be building another area over there where we shall be able to keep the dogs and breed the dogs so that I can sell some really, really nice dogs to my subscribers or anyone, anywhere, you know, a police company, anything. So yes, tomorrow the guys are going to clear this area right from this tree that I'm on to the boundary. Of course, that's quite hard to appreciate with this view. They're going to be removing this cassava, then we're going to flatten the area, then we shall start building. Cheap but effective. Cheap but strong and effective. It works. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell. That way you never miss out on an upload. Lots of love. Catch you very soon with another video. Bye-bye.